Happy Friday. I'm going to give y'all a few minutes to come on in. I had two things I needed to get done today in the garden, and it just got very dark, and the wind started to blow very hard, and then it just like poured. Poured down today. So I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to come on in. It really poured. We've been getting like the aftermath of the tropical storm Elsa. So if any of you are in that path, make sure that you be safe. Make sure you're careful. We did get a lot of rain, like dump. Happy Friday, Freckle Folly Farm. How are you? We got a lot of rain, just really dump. A lot of my plants. Some plants don't like too much rain, and we got lots of it. Like I could tell by the leaves. Some of the leaves are just like brown, and I had to I gotta go and clean a lot of the leaves off. So we are streaming live on YouTube and IG. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hello, Maureen. How are you? Happy Friday. I'm going to go ahead and get started because this topic came up. And the person that I gave the answer to, like, I was not trying to be funny at all, but they may have took it as I was trying to be funny, because they're going on vacation. And that's something you have to think about when you go on vacation, because your plants don't go on vacation too. Like they still need to thrive while you're gone. And like 7-10 day vacation is what we're talking about. And so you have to have a plan. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Hello, Sherry. How are you? If you're new to the channel, make sure you like and share this information with people who want to grow, or like me, if you don't know you want to grow, but I'm going to help you to grow. So make sure you like and share this information. Also, if you want to be notified every time we're going live, make sure you text the word Let's Grow, LETSGROW, to 474747. That's Let's Grow to 474747. And then also, if you have not downloaded the free ebook, 5 Tips to a Flourishing Garden, I'll put that after the video renders on YouTube, and then in IG. Go to the link in the profile and go ahead and download that. Hello, Betty. How are you? So let's just get started with some things you have to think about when you are going on vacation, because most people go on vacation like in those summer months when the garden is like really heated up. And so if you're going on vacation for like 7 and 10 days, you're going to have a plan. Yeah, that person, you got to have a plan, because if you don't, when you come back, you will find a lot of your plants have wilted, or they're hanging on by a thread. They're hanging on for life, and a lot of them might not have even made it. So you have to have a plan. And this is for even if you have containers, if you're patio gardening, if you are raised bed garden, if you're native soil, it does not matter. You have to have a plan. So I'm going to start off with the easiest. Now, if you have like pots and containers, just say for instance, you have a patio garden, you have just pots or containers. I use these in the house, but they're good to use outside as well. But I'm not saying that they're going to get you through the 7 to 10 days. Okay, it's going to help you, but I'm not saying it's going to get you through, because it all depends on the environmental conditions. If it's too hot, hopefully, I mean, no one knows the weather, especially if they're a planner like me and they like plan months and months ahead. You don't know if it's going to rain or not. But one thing I use, and I use these inside, are these little watering spikes here. I took it out so that I could show y'all, because my soil is still wet actually, but it's time to fill it up. But you can work with something like this for a few days. Like if you're outside, even inside, you can use these inside as well. They're called like the plant watering spikes. So you could use that. But again, depending on the size of it, because they come in all sizes, you need to plan if that's going to carry you through the 7 to 10 days. Because if it's just super hot outside every day, every day, every day, that water is going to, in this spike, it's going to go pretty fast. So this is like a start, but this is not like the be all, what is it? Be all end all. That's, it's a start to get you going. Now, a lot of the big box stores, which I have started converting over to, they have like these little patio drip hoses that you can put like either in, they have some for pots, and they also have some for like your patio beds, like on the patio. And I've showed those to y'all where they're kind of like a drip. You put them on a timer, and that will definitely help. Like, I prefer that way over the plant spikes. Now, if you just have like 1 or 2 containers, then I would say go with the plant spikes. Just go with the plant spikes, and then I'll tell y'all what to do in a few minutes. But just go with the plant spikes. So the patio portion and some type of irrigation on a timer is great. Like, that would definitely be what I would suggest. If you have raised beds, same thing, drip irrigation on a timer. And when you have that, even when you're here, you really don't have to, like, you still go outside, you still check, you may have to adjust, especially when you're first getting started. You're going to need to adjust like how often that you water it, because I go out there a lot of times and change my drip, like the timer or the days, quite often. I actually turned it off since we had all of this rain that we had coming in this week. I just turned it off because there was no need. So the drip irrigation, I would definitely suggest that. Absolutely. Soaker hoses, things like that, I would suggest that. But I have all three, but here's the thing. I still have a lot of pots that I grow in as well that are not on like that drip system. So this is what I want to tell y'all. And this is what I told the person, and they really thought I was being funny, but I promise you I was not. You're going to have to find somebody to come over and water your plants. And I know if you stay in a town, believe me, I know, where either if you're new or you don't know a lot of people, like it's really hard. I've seen like on certain Facebook groups that I'm in where they put something out like looking for someone to come over and plant sit, or looking for someone to come over and water my plants. That may have to be an option. You got to do your own discretion with that. But if you know someone, like if you have family around, you have friends around, you will have to ask them to come over and water your plants. Now, let me just say this, and I know I don't want y'all to think I'm being funny at all. When I go out of town and someone is going to water my plants, probably like 2 weeks before, we got to have a meeting. Like, we need to get together. We need to get together because I need to show you how to do it. I mean, and watering is not rocket science, but like I said, if you don't know if it's going to rain, like it may rain, it may not need watering. Like, I need you to come over so I can, have you stick your hand in the soil and see if it needs watering. I need you to water around the base. I need you to water, like if it's a container, I need you to water until you see the water coming out of the bottom, or if it's grow bags, until you see it coming out of the side. It's not to be mean, but everybody has their own method of watering. Like, some people may think, I go out there, I count to 10, that's enough water. Like it may be, oh yeah, I'll come over and water 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's good. Or they may like have it going all on the leaves, and just like, okay, that's good enough. So seriously, I will get with the person because I want to show you everything. I want to show you how I water everything. And I want to show you how you can tell when to water, because if I'm gone for 7 to 10 days, you may have to water like maybe only 3 days. But if I have someone coming over here to check, I want you to know when it's time to water. And I want you to know how to water. Like, I want you to water my plants at the base of the plant. I don't want you to count to 10 and like spray it all on the leaves and then move to the next one. So it's not to be funny, but it's just to like kind of show the person how you do it, and how you expect them to like water your plants while you're on vacation. Because I will tell y'all, a few years ago, I really used to worry about my plants. Like, I hope they're okay when I come back, especially when we take vacation in like July or August. And this is so funny because I was supposed to go somewhere this weekend and that ended up being moved. And somebody said, I bet you glad, huh? So you can be back there in your garden. Which I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried at all because most of the garden is on some type of drip, some type of soaker hose. Um, and then it is like the containers. My containers are the only ones that I really, really am concerned about. But let me tell you what I did like a couple of years ago. So we also have sprinklers set up in our yard. Honey, I moved my containers. Like, we have the sprinkler on a timer, and the amount of time. But let me tell y'all, about 2 to 3 years ago when I went on vacation, I moved my pots by the sprinklers that I know they would hit, and I tested it. I tested it for like a week to make sure that when those sprinklers come on, they would hit in my pots. But now, if you can, you just get someone you know. I always worry about my plants, especially the containers when I'm away. Exactly, Heather, here she grows. I was like that too. I used to be a nervous wreck. And since it's so hot in coastal Georgia down here, I could water them real good before I left, which I always did that, but it's so hot and humid in July and August, and that's when a lot of people take their vacations. And so you may can go 2 days, maybe 2 days, and come on home, leave that morning and come on home. But if you're gonna go from like 7+ days, I highly suggest you have one of those plans in place. And one of those plans, for all of you just joining us, either you have to, if you just have a few pots, get you like a water spike like this and put it in there, fill it up. But I'm not going to tell you it's going to last 7 days. I don't know. Get you some type of drip, some type of soaker hose. Do like I did. Sometimes you have to just make do with what you have. If you got a sprinkler system, move those pots to where you could get that water. Or if you have family and friends around, just, pay them something for coming over and just taking care of your plants. But again, I highly encourage you, because everybody waters different. Before you go, y'all have a meeting, okay? Have a plant watering meeting and go over all the plants that you need them to water. Go over how you water. Go over how to even check to see if it needs to be watered, and just kind of go along with. And I promise y'all, it's not to be funny. It's not to be funny, but like I said, everyone does not. They don't water the same. Let's see. Let me go through the comments really quick. So have y'all, type in the comments, have y'all went on vacation yet, or do you plan on going on vacation? And how are you going to handle your garden? I'm going to read through some of the comments. That person is me. I thought I had asked you that this morning. I'm going to check my, Sherry, if I were to show you my phone right now with the amount of text I got to do better about text. It's like I clear them all. Like, I'll sit for about 30 minutes and clear all my texts and answer back. And like the next morning, I just got so many texts. I think I'm on too many text lists as well. I really do. I was thinking about doing the sprinkler thing. Yes, if you don't have anyone, I that's what I had to do, because I didn't know anyone. And then a lot of people, like, people know me now. They know I garden. But a lot of people will look at you like, Did she just ask me to come over and water her plants? What is going on? Um, so yeah, I did. I just did my sprinkler and I maneuvered it very well. I really did. And they were fine for that year. That was the year I found out that I'm not going to bad talk anyone, but that was the year that I found out one of the raised beds containers that was plastic. That's when I stopped messing with the plastic raised bed containers because it was sitting in the sun and I hadn't had it that long. But I rolled it out by the sprinkler. I had my tomatoes. I still have that picture in my phone. My tomatoes and my marigolds in there. And when I got back, it was on the ground because the sun is hard on plastic. It's hard on it. I think that was maybe like my second year having that. And the sun does a lot too. Like if y'all have patio furniture, any type of umbrella coverings, like that, the sun, it does a deal on your stuff, and it did a deal on my patio containers that year. So that's when I started doing like the wood raised patio containers because it was on the ground. Now y'all know the emergency that I had a few months ago with that particular wood one, but I've had that one for some years, so I guess everything doesn't last always. He's going to get me a drip system. Yes, and Sherry, as a matter of fact, they have they have drip systems at the big box stores specifically for like your containers. Like you could go around with it, or they have the one that I like for like a bigger patio container where you can like cut it off and stop it. And I think it's like every 12 inches. That to me is like a game changer. We got some in the raised beds. It is a game changer. I should have did that years and years ago. It will cut your time off. And like I said, with the drip and the soaker hoses, you could still use that even when you're not on vacation. The only thing I'll do is like with the timer, I'll go and like cut it off if I know it's going to be raining like it has like all week. Like I've cut it off because there's no need for it. I do like the drip hoses on timers. The consistency pays off with water. Yes, Ryan, it does that, and it will help you out. The drip and the soaker hoses will definitely help you out. I told you I used to spend hours and hours and hours just watering everything because I have my way of doing it, and a lot of times I would like stick the water hose down in something, go do something else. But the drip does change it. It's a game changer. Hello, Angela. How are you? This is good for me right now. Gonna be, yeah. Okay, so being special NYC advocate of choice incorporated. Yes, you have to think about that. So when you're going on vacation, you gotta think about that. You got to, especially like our hot months, like June, July, August. You have to think about how you're going to water your garden because it's not going to water itself, and you don't. And the reason why I wanted to say that is because someone asked me, well, what you think I should do, because the plant is growing really good. They were like, I love this plant, it's so pretty. I had gave somebody a plant. I love this plant, it's so pretty. And they're getting ready to go somewhere for 10 days, and they was like, what do you think I should do if I water it real good? I was like, watering it real good, you're gonna have to do something a little bit more than that. I don't think they really talk to their neighbors, not like that. So I was like, you got to get somebody, like from the church, or get somebody that and they don't have to come. They don't have to come inside. Now, if you have house plants, that's something different. But I'm talking about the garden. They don't have to come inside your home to water your plants. Like, I'll leave the gate open. That's what I tell people. I'll leave the gate open, and you just go back there and go ahead. And this is how, like on the hose outside, this is what you do, because we have like the little double thing. Just turn it this way and, just get to watering. My neighbors, I will tell my husband to tell the guys, if y'all see somebody strange, go in the back, because in the backyard, this person is there to water my flowers, because we all try to watch out for each other. My husband calls me the neighborhood watch lady because, I just want to see what's going on in the neighborhood. I just want to make sure if I see some unusual activity, I just want to be sure. That's what a community to me is all about. It's not that I'm being nosy, but I do tell my husband to tell next door because he has like their numbers and everything like that. Hey, if you see someone walking back there, they're watering the plants. They're not. But make sure you see them walk out though. Okay. Okay. But yeah, that's something that you have to. I have a friend take care of watering and even have a meeting. See, Angela, I'm telling y'all, you got to have a meeting. I came back. Oh no, I came back to dead plants. I was gone for a week, lost a lot because they only watered once. See, okay, so Angela, yeah, but Angela, you had a meeting with them. Yeah. Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, you got, and that's a good point. That's why I say when you have a meeting, go over all this stuff. Come check on it, and I'll even go, let me tell you, I'll even go so far as telling people if you can, I would prefer that you water early in the morning or in the evening, because if they come over and water during the day when it's hot like that, then a lot of that water is going to evaporate and you're just doing everything in vain. So I will even say, if you can, I would prefer you water in the evening. And I guess, like Angela say, you can't please come and check at least. Okay, now it just depends on your agreement, but at least when it's really hot, like every other day, every 2 days, and I would just say if you could just, stick your hand in there. But I guess you got to be careful because you don't want people to get bit. But I just tell them, just put the water on there. just put the water on there. But yeah, you have to make all of that stuff known, and that's a good point too, Angela. That's really a good point. Like, a lot of people think that you can go over there. Just say, for instance, you leave tomorrow, and they may say, I go over there Tuesday and water, and then that's it. But no, that's a good point. You have to tell them like how often you would like them to water, or how often you would like them to come by, and especially let them know to try to come in either early in the morning or late in the evening. It just depends. Yeah, and Angela said just expect losses. Yeah, and that, it's, I'm speaking from experience. It's so heartbreaking to do all of this prep. Y'all know how we start seeds, how we get everything going. Everything is producing. Like, it will break my heart, and it has broken my heart before, to come home and have just plants just like leaning over for dear life. And a lot of them, I'm just like, y'all, I don't even think I can bring it back. I just don't even think I could bring it back. So yeah, it is very heartbreaking. Believe me, I know, because when I saw my tomato plants on the ground, I said, what has happened while I was gone? What is going on? Um, See, we wouldn't be friends anymore. So Sherry said, if she entrusted you to water her plants and then they still die, we wouldn't be friends anymore. We would definitely have to. I definitely would call you on the phone and ask what happened, or I definitely would call you over and say, come on, tomorrow or whenever this weekend, come over here. Um, just to see, just let them state their case, Sherry. We'll let them state their case and see what is the reasoning as to why my plants are not alive anymore. But yeah, that's yeah, I would. I'm so sorry to hear that, Angela. I am. Oh my goodness, that will hurt me to my heart. But I just wanted to just share that with y'all. I won't be on long because I caught myself plugging up my devices, and then evidently I didn't. It's plugged into the wall socket, but I didn't plug it in. So my battery is on my iPad is not very long. So I just wanted to be short, but I wanted to talk to y'all about that because I did get that question this week, and the question was, do you think if I water it really good, it'll be okay till I come back. And my question was, well, how long are you going to be gone? And they said 10 days. And I was like, no, it's not going to be, it's not going to be okay when you come back. It may be dead when you come back, but it's not going to be okay. And so the next question I said, well, do y'all have rain in the forecast? And she's like, no, I don't think so. And I was like, no. So either get plant spikes, which is not, this probably maybe about 3 days. I would say maybe about like 3 or 4 days. So if you do a weekend trip, the plant spikes may be okay. My number one thing is the drip or the soaker hoses, and they do have those designed right now for containers like your pots as well. Depending on when you're going to go, I don't know how long you have to set it up, but you also want to get a timer as well. So you're going to have to get a timer. So, and you need to allow yourself enough time to test the timer. Like I was testing the timer, testing the plants, seeing how moist they got, or if they wasn't watered enough, because you're going to have to adjust the time as to how long you water them too, because 10 minutes is probably not going to be enough, or you may have to so basically you have to test. You may have to set the timer to where it waters in the morning and then again in the evening, like that. But you want to allow yourself enough time to do those little tests before you leave, because you don't want to do all of that and think you're good and go on a vacation like, okay, everything's good, and then you come back and your plant is looking really sad again. So you don't want that to happen. Or like I said, if you know somebody, family and friends, I think that would be also great too. You could still have the watering system on, but have them come by and check things out. And like Angela and Sherry said, come by more than once. Like if I'm gone for 10 days, at least come by 3 or 4 times. If I'm gone for a weekend trip, 3 or 4 days, maybe 1 to 2 times, come and check on it for me. And then just have them plant sit, and just take them to lunch or give them some fresh stuff out the garden, some fresh herbs, fresh flowers, because I enjoy doing stuff like that. Like some people may charge you, that's between you and that person, but me, it's not a bother to me at all. If I see something good growing, I'll be like, yeah, you can give me some of those tomatoes if you want to, or a tomato or two or something like that. But so if y'all are going on vacation, just think about that. I don't have any vacation planned. My family is a little bit upset with me this year. I'm still gradually getting back into the swing of things, very, very slowly, but I'm not there yet. And it's okay, because I'm doing everything on my pace, on my time. But I know that in the future, those are things that I will do. Like I will make sure I set everything up. I'll make sure I have a meeting with the person. I'll make sure I show them exactly what I want to do. As a matter of fact, if you can, get them to come out one time and watch you. And then maybe they can come out before. And I know I'm probably asking a lot, but y'all know how passionate I am about my garden. Maybe you show them what you want to do, and then if they have enough time before you leave, have them come by and y'all just go through everything together. But this time they're doing it, so you can just kind of watch and see what is going on. Okay, so I am going to get off because I don't want this iPad. That's why we're not outside today, because it just start raining. I did get my 2 things in the garden done. I didn't want to be too hard on myself. I had 2 things I needed to get done. We did those today. You all make sure be safe. I don't know about your garden center, okay? But let me tell you, something just told me yesterday. Just do a quick check. And our garden center, they have blocked off. So that's why I'm saying this, to tell y'all to just check. You don't have to check every day, but every now and then do your check. They had part of the parking lot blocked off with racks of plants that, I'm telling y'all, when I went there last weekend, I said, I'm not finna buy nothing, because this don't look good. And y'all know, if I really like a plant, I'll buy it full price. But when it starts to look certain ways, mark it down, and we can talk. We can have a deal. But our garden center, they had a whole bunch of clearance plants. And what I put in our local group, and this is what I want to tell y'all, depending on how much time you have, sometimes you have to look. You know how it is when you buy a house and people says it has good bones to it. Sometimes you have to look past what you see on the plant, and you have to say, this is a good plant. I know I could bring it back. I just need, like I told the people, you're gonna have to look past what you see on the rack, dead headed. And these were for perennials, because perennials, depending on the type, they come back year after year. And everybody, including myself, is like instant gratification. You want to see stuff that you would see in a magazine. And these, and I may do like a quick YouTube or quick IG video on what I got from the garden center. Look past that, especially for $3. Okay, we're talking about a $13 plant and up for $3. You may have to deadhead it, depending on where you're going to put it. You may have to give it some biotone, a little something like that. But I'm telling you, half of my perennial plants are clearance plants. And that's what I was telling this lady. You wouldn't even know it. Like some of the things I put on IG, you wouldn't even know it was like clearance. I'm a clearance shopper. Now, it is a few plants that I have out there that I did pay the full price because they were just that beautiful. But a lot of my perennial plants, I wait until they start marking them down, and somebody must have got tired the other day and said, this is just too much. Put it on the rack, put $3, put $5, put, I think the highest one was like $5. So they were like $1, $3, $5, and it was a lot. And we're talking about cone flowers, we're talking about blanket flowers, we're talking about the perennial phlox, very nice plants. So just keep an eye out for stuff like that. And y'all always know I'm clearance all the way if I can. Keep a check out. And if you think you can bring it back, if you think you have enough time to nurture it next year, you probably won't even be able to tell that it was a clearance plant. Like I told a lot of people, deadheading is the key. And that's what's going on a lot at the garden centers. I know that they're constantly helping customers, constantly working. They do not have time to go like you and I and start. And I'm not doing a good job. I need to go deadhead now. But a lot of people at the garden center, they don't have time to take each. Think about all the plants they get in. They don't have time to like deadhead the plants. And then a lot of times when you deadhead the plants, you're cutting off the bloom, and they're like, okay, and you want me to pay how much? How much for this? So that's why I say look past. Just like with the house that has good bones, look past all of that and look at the beauty that is going to bring you when you just nurture it just a little bit. So check your garden centers. That's all I'm saying. Check them out. We just bought a mini rose bush from our grocery store for $4, a really small ornamental one, and are going to better it up. Yes. Thank you, UT 33200. This is going on either the third or the fourth year that I bought 2 little clearance mini rose bushes. And when I tell you those are my favorite, and it was like a red and white mix. The red one doesn't smell, but the white one has a very nice smell to it. So just keep that in mind. Now, again, if you don't have time to nurture it, then leave it on the rack. Okay, because they do need a little nurturing. And a lot of them are like, when you look at it, they're grown, so they're really leggy is the word I'm looking for. They're really leggy, and you have to be careful because you don't want to cut off too much of the plant, because you want to give it time to come back. Now, when I deadhead or when I cut back, I don't cut back any more than 30%. I'll cut back a little bit, wait till I start to see shoots coming out of it, and then I'll take it from there. But you don't want to cut out too much. But that's why I try to tell people, just look past all of that. Don't cut too much, and give it a little bit of love. Talk to it. Say you're in a good home now. You're in a good home, and you're gonna do great here. I just bought be frugal. I just bought a chili plant reduced from 6 pounds to $2.70. pounds. UK. Hello, be free, be frugal from the UK. Yes, that is. See, that's how we. Let me tell y'all. That's how we garden here. That is how we garden. I tell so many people. Let me tell y'all. I don't be paying all that stuff. No, I can't do it. I can't do it because I already have a problem with picking up plants. And I will tell you, the plants I picked up, I didn't need them, but I just I couldn't let them throw them away or anything like that. Those are plants too. I just couldn't I don't know. I think after a while, like if they really, really don't look good and people don't want them, I think they throw them away. I'm not sure. But I couldn't let them throw them away. I always have somewhere to find to put them. I can find somewhere to put them. We can move some grass out the way if we need to and put them there. So I am just going to recap for all of those who came in. If you're going on a vacation, these are things that you have to think about. So make sure you like and share. Share this information with somebody who may be going on a vacation, okay? But that's right, share, because the plant, they matter too. The plant lives matter too. And Sherry also said, when you have people coming over, make them sign a friendship clause. Oh gosh, if any of my plants are not there, I'm telling you. But the first thing, if you just patio garden, have a couple of containers and you don't want to deal with the whole timer or the whole drip irrigation, get you a plant spike. Get one that's kind of big. Now, again, if maybe a weekend trip, you should be good. You should be good with this. I also use these for the house as well. I fill them up because sometimes, I told y'all, my peace lily is so forgiving to me. But sometimes I just, you can walk by stuff every day and you just forget. So this helps me out. I still go by and check it, but the plants that I got inside, there's some awesome plants. They're very awesome plants. Also, if you have containers and you have a lot of them, you may want to set up a drip system or soaker hose system. Same thing for raised bed soil, raised beds, native soil. This is the thing. Find you family or friend and ask them, could they plant sit? Could they come water your plants? However you want to call it. My advice to you, because Angela just told us that she had someone come and she still lost some plants. So my advice is have that person, y'all have a meeting. Y'all get some things straight. Have that person come over, show them everything you need them to do. Show them how you do it. Then maybe have them come over again and they do it. They go that round and they do it. You also want to have them, Angela made another good point. You also want to have them to come over more than once, especially if you're going to be gone for 7 to 10 days, 14 days. It's not water my plants once and then I'll see you when I get back. No. Have them come over, if not every other day. I would say every other day or maybe every 2 days or something like that. I know people may say, I know they may get on the phone and call somebody and say stuff like, she want me to come over every other day. But you want your plants when you get back. I've had people do that to me. She want me to come over every other day. Like I don't have nothing to do. Like I don't have nothing to do. But you signed up for it. You told me you would do it. I just have to laugh because I'm telling you, a lot of my family and my friends, they really make little side comments about my garden this weekend. They were like, I bet you glad, huh? Bet you glad you canceled that trip. I'm like, no, I really had everything up under control because I looked at the weather and I knew it was going to rain and I have my other stuff on. But yeah, that's another live for another day. But just get them over there. Hello, Jewel. How are you? Just get them over there and show them what you need done and how you need it done. And then, like I said, I'm the type of person, I do not, you don't have to pay me or anything like that. I like to reward people, and I'll ask them, like, if you want me to pay you, I don't have a problem paying you. But if somebody asks me, no, because I don't mind. I don't mind doing it because I love to water the plants, and talk to them as well. But you can also, if they don't want to take a monetary, they don't want to take anything monetary, even if you don't have it ready now, like if you have vegetables to harvest, when you harvest them, give them to that. They'll give them those. They'll appreciate it. Herbs, make them like a herb bundle with some twine and just say, here's an herb bundle. Or either if you dry your herbs, make them up like a herbal blend. So like whenever I get stuff from the garden and I make different things, I always think about that person. Like give them stuff from the garden, vegetables, make them a flower arrangement and drop it off, drop them off to them or something like that. But just think about that when you go on vacation, because I know that the plants in the ground, they may survive a little bit longer because they're pulling. If some moisture in the soil, they're able to pull from underneath. But your containers are going to need someone to put that water in. And remember, the smaller containers that you have, the more frequently you have to water. So if you have smaller containers that someone needs to water, they may have to come over twice a day. If you have someone come over, if you have something drip set up on a timer, you may have to put it on twice a day. So with that said, I'm going to get off before my battery dies on me. Thank you all so much for joining me on this Friday evening. Make sure that you, again, like and share this information, and be safe this weekend. If you're in the garden, make sure you stay hydrated. And if you're in the path of the tropical storm, make sure you stay safe as well. So with that said, again, thank you all. Y'all have a good weekend, and we will talk again soon. Bye, y'all.